So, what's the name?
So my name is Raphael, and I'm a tech person, a science person, and yeah, art. I feel like I have art in me already, but to like art with that level of enthusiasm, nah, for me now. No, I don't see. I don't really see it. Right? I don't see it.
So, first thing first, from a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you love art?
How much do I love art? Let's say five. Let's say five. I don't paint. I don't really look at paintings and be like, oh, this painting is no. So just five. Five in the sense that when I go out, I look at myself, try to make sure that everything's in match
Okay.
and stuff like that.
Okay, first of all, I think you're not getting the full scope of art. Now,
Okay.
art is not just visual. Like, music is art. You like music, right?
Yeah, I do. I like
So,
music.
from a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you love general art? Like, from 1 to 10, how much do you love
That
general
would depend on
art?
what is general art.
Like, music, visual art, music videos, the audios, then also visual art like paintings, then sculptures, then even writing is art. So now with all those elements, how much do you think?
So from what you're saying,
Yeah.
art is art has a lot of compositions like music, the sculptures.
Yeah.
Now I might not necessarily like all those other components of art. I might like music, I might like fashion.
Okay.
I might somewhat like paintings, but some other aspect of art I don't like. So the
like
part,
what don't you like? Like in sculpting.
Yes, sculpting. I'm not like I don't look at sculpting and be like wow. I can there's this general appreciation of I think I have that general appreciation of art, like just that general level appreciation of art, like I like art, but not going in depth like I don't know what other people do, but yeah, you get the point.
Okay, that being said, how much do you think art has impacted in your life? Like, if we have to remove art from your life, how much interest in your life would be?
It will make no difference.
So if you stop listening to music and stop seeing beautiful things, do you think your life will be the same?
If I stop listening to music, I don't think I've established that I'm I love listening to music. I've not established that I listen to music every day. I've not established the fact that I listen to music to calm myself. There are other ways to calm myself. There are other ways
what?
like
Like what?
Oh, I could decide to read a book, or I could decide to watch a video.
That's art.
How's that art? How is it a book art? It could be like a geology book, a science book. I said art.
Okay, you don't read fictions, you don't read novels, you don't read poems.
No, I don't read those. Like when I'm bored, when I need to calm myself down, what works for me is like, okay, learn a new concept in science. I'm like, oh, this is amazing.
Okay. So let's leave you now. Let's come to the general world. Do you think we should remove art from the world, or we should do more art, or we should remove art from the world? What do you think? Do you think art is a good force, or you think it's not necessary? Like in the world, not just you now.
For the purpose of balance, we can remove art in the world. Art has a role to play. Look up, it has a role to play in the world. But then, like me having to like say, oh, art is everything. No, art can be everything.
Nobody said art is everything. I didn't say art is everything. But I'm trying to highlight the importance of art in the world.
It's art as important in the world, as well as other areas of as well as science, as well as this other areas of education. They have the importance in the world. So I don't.
Do you know the importance of sculpting? Do you know how important it is?
No, you tell me.
Okay. Like, do you know how we preserve our history those days, like our ancestors, how they sculpted, how they looked, so that the future generations can have an idea of how they looked? Without that, we'll lose history.
That's understandable, because then that was like the way to like preserve themselves. But this is 2024. Like, I can take your picture and put it in the cloud and it stays there forever. Future generations can see it. So why go through the stress of sculpting? If it's for aesthetics, right, it's fine. Art is good for aesthetics. Like, you want aesthetics, fine. Everybody appreciates that.
Do you think that is important? Do you think the idea of having aesthetics in the world is important in itself?
I think there's this movement now which has to do with it doesn't matter anyway. Is art important in preserving aesthetics? Yes, it is. It is. I can't rule out that fact that art is not important, but then it still doesn't like make me want to like give my all to art, or like say like art the way you do, right? You do it as I don't know what. Okay, let me ask this question: like, what is art to you?
Like, for me, I think art is almost everything, because even God is an artist. God made the earth round. God didn't make the earth square or cube. He made it round. And let me tell you how important art is. For example, that's why I call it only ways. For example, the triangle or the shape or the circle or the square or the cube. They are universally the only ways you can actually make out something. There are no other shapes apart from that. Red, yellow, and what are the primary colors? And what? And
Blue.
Mm-hmm. Those are primary colors. Those are universal colors. Like, there are no other colors apart from those. Then we have black and white. Understand? Which means God thinks in these colors. You understand? These are like nature colors. You understand? So art is like the backdrop of how we can think. You understand? For example, if you look at the letter A now, like a triangle. If you look at all the letters, you can literally see cycles there, you can see triangles there, you can see. So even the letters were born from those primary shapes. So that's actually based on philosophy actually. But I'm also a science guy, but I know the importance of the background that you must have in art for you to even, see the meaning in the world. You
So
understand?
you should also know that in as much as art is this, art is that, it has like a very big background in science.
Yes.
Some abstract arts have their roots in science based on some certain
No,
equations
okay,
or the graph
what came
equations. Huh?
What came first, science or art?
Ah, what's what came first?
What came first?
What came first?
Yeah.
I can't really say.
It's art.
But okay, you say it's art. I would say it's science, right? Because there's an equation. If I grab this equation, I get art. But I can't necessarily get art. I can't really necessarily get science from an art. I can only get art from science. Like yeah, I can get art from science.
And I don't think that's right. I think art came first than science because the early scientists were discovering intelligent designs that were embedded in the universe, like pi. Those things didn't exist. So science is more like an evolution of art because we were sculpting, we were writing, calligraphing. Our ancestors were writing, sculpting. You understand? Painting, doing real kind of stuff. Those were art. You understand? Science came as an evolution because the scientists were discovering formulas. You understand? So science is post art because there was no pi, there was no equations those days.
Okay.
We relied on art, not science. Then.
So just the way you like art, and you can go deep into art and start analyzing things like, okay, this is why art is. Same thing with what I do in science, right?
Yeah.
I can go deep and be like, oh, this is fascinating. This is what begets this. This is how this came to be about. And
Okay.
so why do art think I can do this, which I find fun doing? Like,
I'm also a science guy. Don't get me wrong, but
so which fascinates you more, science or art? Like, when you see art and when you see the science behind something, which one fascinates you the most?
if you ask me which one is basic, I'll say art is basic because without science we can still exist.
But then which one fascinates
because
you the
our
most?
ancestors existed without science, you understand? So without science we can still exist. We don't have to go to Mars. We don't have to, you understand? So but we really need to make the world a beautiful place. We need to imagine, we need to write, we need to create.
But which one inspires you the most and which one fascinates you the most? Art or science?
I would say art. Yes, I would say art. I love science, but I would say art because yes, I would say art.
So
Art fascinates
what if
me.
I explain the reasons why you can see colors? If I explain the reasons why this has this texture and all?
Would that help? No, because explaining things is not interesting. Explaining them is interesting. I want to experience the art. Why explaining to me like, oh, what's the point? I want to feel it. I want to experience it. I want to ingest it. So, of course, it's cool. Most people like art class more than science class, and that's proves it.
No, I think it's cool. I think it's cool. Forgive me, but it's the lazy people that like art, right? It's the lazy people that like art. When it's like the strong people, like they go for science or they go to the commercial department, like And art in school then wasn't like the art we were talking about. It's just like art class where they read literature. They don't really do anything artistic there. It's just reading and I feel like even talking about this art, right? I don't feel like science guys, even the science guys do more art than the art guys. Yeah.
Do you think, for example, when a company finished making a very interesting automobile like say Tesla, and they don't have to paint it, it just looks like a steel? Does that make sense? What's the importance of giving the colors? Let's paint it yellow.
Have you seen this Tesla car?
Like steel.
Yeah, there's like steel.
Tesla wasn't that car.
I don't know, but then it still looks cool without like the flashy colors.
Yeah, it looks cool. It's still art because the shape is art.
Mm-hmm.
It was sketched out. So
Okay,
please.
that's it now. You said the shape is art,
Yeah.
but the shape was not just art. The shape was a lot of things went into that shape, like the
Architecture.
aerodynamics of the car. Yeah,
Architecture is art.
no, aerodynamics of the car, like
Yes.
yeah, the aerodynamics of the car with
Science.
science, like begets that shape.
But it has to obey the laws of art because it's going to look ugly and nobody will buy it.
It doesn't look ugly. I remember a friend telling me the car looks very ugly. Like if he sees a Tesla car and if he sees like a Lexus or a Ferrari, right? The Tesla car is ugly though, but it's ugly. You go for the Ferrari.
That because your friend is not really sci-fi. If you're sci-fi, you understand that.
Oh, now sci-fi is coming, not art. You have to be like sci-fi. to
Sci-fi is
understand.
art because sci-fi is imagination. It wasn't real before it was real.
So you're saying everything is art.
You can see art in everything first, and it makes it interesting. Sure, I think people will learn math more if they teach it with art. Even nowadays, people learn science with art. They try to, like make it artistic. You understand, like Legos, that kind of stuff. It helps.
Basically, you're saying everything as an art foundation. Like, okay, art is everything. Then every other like field just sits on top of art. Because with the way we're talking now, like if I bring out any other field, you'll be like, oh, this is art too. This is art too.
Okay, this I'm going to say. Like God made art, God made science, God made everything. But basically, art is very fundamental. It's very, very fundamental. Like